Happy Thursday evening, everybody. It is a beautiful, lovely, cool, crisp, rainy Thursday afternoon here in Huntsville, Alabama. Wanted to say thank you guys for joining us for our third Haven Comics quiz show, which is fun to say if you can say it 3 times fast. Uh, and we are going to go ahead and introduce you to Mr. Jeremy Brunah, my co-host. Hello, Jeremy. How you doing?
Hey, it is dreary as anything here. You said it was a crisp, nice day. Ugh. I like that we're getting into fall.
It's beautiful fall weather, and we don't ever get that in September.
I'll take it. It's
like
not
we might
miserable.
Get this in November.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful. It's especially good if you don't have to leave the house and drive in it.
Yeah, true. I haven't left the house in like 6 months, so I'll take it.
And there's that.
I was thinking about something. You know how everyone always talks about how they behave in a zombie apocalypse, like whether or not you would win? Like, right. Now we know. That's the one good thing that's come out of this is now no one gets to say that anymore. Yeah.
I like the one where people said, I think we should have to retire the phrase, avoid it like the plague.
Yeah.
Now we know people don't do that. They're like, oh, yeah, what the heck? Let's go. I got to get a burger.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. What can I say? So, are we ready to play our little video clip that you like so much that makes everybody have to go to the bathroom? And the colors even help with that. And then bring on our special contestant.
You mean this one?
I did not. I meant this one. I like how we worked them both in, though. That was good.
Yeah, let's bring him on.
How you doing, sir? And
Travis turns out Travis is my neighbor. So we learned that very recently.
Awesome. What's happening, you guys? It looks like we've also got Chris B is back. Black Friday sales in the zombie apocalypse. You're not wrong there. And Southern Comic Geek. How you doing, Southern? Good to see you out here. This is awesome. I love doing this. This is so much fun. I will say, coming out of the pandemic where we get to hang out with people and things, this is always a fun night for me. So I'm glad we get to do this. But what say we bring on our special contestant and get started with the questions? What do you think?
I love this guy. I'm ready to bring him on. Let's talk to him.
You want to introduce him and then we'll bring him on and it'll look all professional?
Sure.
You have to do your professional voice, though.
Oh, this is all I got. I just got this one voice.
Oh, that's it?
Is it not good enough? Do you want a radio announcer?
Fine.
I'll try. Oh, man. Too much pressure. And welcome to the show, Corbin Delaney.
Sure, if you can.
What's going on, guys?
Was that good enough?
That was perfect.
Hey! That was pretty good. It wasn't much of a build-up, though. I was going to... Oh, and he's got a special guest of his own, unless he's like that guy in Total Recall. Are you guys attached?
Hi. Corbin, who's your assistant here?
How you doing, buddy?
Graham. This is my son, and he has to be in the middle of everything. So here he is today.
Well, that's part of what kids are for, is from what I understand.
Oh, absolutely.
Kids and cats.
Absolutely. I don't have any cats, but...
Well, if you did, you'd know.
We have 2 dogs, though.
Yeah, 2 dogs.
That's a good question, Travis. Don't worry. We still have it at the shop for you. It's all good. We've got a list, and we just check folks off when they come in and pick their stuff up. And it's a good thing we have a list because I don't remember what you want. So we'll have to go back and consult the list. But no, it's still there for you. You should be in good shape.
So Corbin is the official artist of, am I saying that right? Maybe there's more to it than that. The official artist of the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, right?
I don't know if it's technically official, but I've done the poster for the last, 4 years.
Yeah.
Is it? Like that? It's 5 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the first year was actually my first expo as an artist. and that's where I met Jeremy and how we kind of got connected. And
so you were at the old JC building when he did the first year. That's awesome.
I was, and it was. I remember just being surprised by how slammed it was. But it was my first expo. So I was.
It was his first expo too, though, so it was all good.
Yeah. Worked out well, though, didn't it?
I will say that it did. I mean, it went from I don't know if this is going to work thing at the JC's building to the North Hall of the VBC to now the South Hall, then the entire South Hall. And before long, I think it's going to be the East Hall, the West Hall, the North Hall. He's going to have the whole VBC locked up.
Hey,
and we'll be like, I remember that guy. God, remember when he used to talk to us little people?
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things when Jeremy says you were the official poster artist, you've done some incredible posters, and I would show off one of them right, except I took it up to the store so I could put it up there. But the poster for this year, where you had the white Power Ranger with the Infinity Gauntlet, and you had the DeLorean flying up there with Rocky Raccoon hanging out of it. So much cool stuff in there. That was an awesome poster, and I loved how it captured all the different guests that were supposed to be here, but thank you, pandemic, for
yeah.
That's one thing you do really well, is you get so many characters into everything you do.
No, I appreciate it.
It's a challenge to do that, and you make it look effortless.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's it's fun, and me and Jeremy, we always kind of sit down and brainstorm. We'll message each other back and forth, and this year it was just like, what if we put Rocket inside the DeLorean? And it's just
that was awesome. That was my favorite.
It's like what do we want to see as the fans?
I didn't make that out. What was that?
I didn't make it out either. It was a lot of air being blown in my ear.
I'm thinking we can show the thing gauntlet. We have the toy thing gauntlet.
I want to see the thing gauntlet.
We've got an Infinity Gauntlet, and he likes that.
Yeah.
I would like that too. I wish I had one.
You can move your hand in it.
Very cool. Well, and also, Corbin, it looks like you have an extensive amount of art and collectibles around you. You mind showing any of them off?
Yeah. Let me grab this.
Yeah, it looks like you got a shrine of some sort behind you.
Yeah, so this is my studio, Daredevil. So this is my little setup for Daredevil. But yeah, I mean, he used to work at a movie theater, so I got a lot of posters that were given, definitely not stolen. But yeah, just kind of the whole office here. A nice little setup.
Yeah, how do you get any work done in there? It looks all clean and well organized.
Well, I haven't shown you the floor. I keep it up this high. It just looks clean.
Are the comics that?
Yeah, that's the only way I can do it.
But I love it because it's there's a lot of inspiration in here. If I'm ever having trouble, picturing the way a character's hand would work with punching somebody, I can just go and grab a couple figures and kind of set them up and look at them, and I got my reference right there.
You don't just put like a little jaggedy line in a big circle around it and write the word "POW" where the fist is supposed to be.
Yeah, I just cut it out with a Post-it and tape it.
Yeah, I always thought that's what that was for. Like, God, fists are hard. POW!
There have been some times where there's been some cleverly placed rocks to hide, feet or hands that are.
They're the Rob Liefeld route. Just make feet little triangles.
Okay, I love you, buddy.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Graham, again. Well, shall we get to some questions? I know people are itching to see, and I'm going to just go ahead and apologize to you now, Corbin, because the questions last week were kind of softballs, and I don't know if that's because the questions were easy or because they were just all right up Jeremy Long's. They're right up his alley. But whatever the case, the questions seemed very easy, so I think they may have gone up a level of difficulty this week. So if they are horrible and like nobody knows,
I'm
just
so
now.
bad trivia. So this is, I hope all the watchers are ready because
That's what Jeremy Long said too.
Yeah, he did. He was like, I'm terrible at this. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
And maybe it's not fair to you because I got the questions this time and went and made them harder because of what happened last week. Hey,
well,
before we start,
the excuse.
Hey, how you doing, Ruben? Good to see you on here, man.
Before we start, I want to show off something that Corbin sent me recently. This is one of my favorite pieces of art.
I saw him. He posted that on Facebook. I love that man thing.
There's too much glare in here to really do it justice, but it's beautiful. I love it. Thank you again.
Oh, man, that is not a problem.
I was so happy to get that.
Yeah, that's some sweet art.
So I want to announce what we're playing for before we ask the question. That's been a really good thing for us in the past. So
flying by the seat of our pants over here.
Yeah, just kind of adding questions as we go. Last time I had to because Jeremy Long was crushing it.
My first question is that moonshine you're drinking? What is that?
Oh, it's just straight vodka.
Rock on.
Hey, Corbin, you're a Transformers guy, right?
I'll be honest, not too much.
Oh, you just draw them?
I like to draw them, just because of all the detail in it. They're always kind of fun. But I kind of missed it when I was a kid. I can remember having a few of the figures, but I was born in '88, so that was really kind of waning out when I was a kid. I watched the Michael Bay, and those are the Michael Bay movies, and so I watched. I remember watching the Beast Wars.
Oh yeah,
back when I was in elementary school, but
I judge people who were born after Top Gun came out in 1986.
Do I now?
I judge people who were born after Top Gun came out in 1986. God, you people make me feel old.
So let's do a little tiny bit of math here real quick, because I also was born after 1986.
I'm well aware of that.
Okay, so we're in 2020, so there's 20 years, and then add 14 years to that. So we're 34 years past Top Gun. You're trashing so many people. Chronology.
I judge them, and they make me feel old.
Do you judge them positively?
Sometimes, depends on who they are.
Right now, so Corbin, I pulled this for you. This is a Unicron pen, but you don't like that. So let's do question one for my.
Outed, sir.
Yeah, that's what. Wait, no, 1986. Oh, math. No, I was doing it the other way. I'm sorry, Corbin. I'm in Josh's club now. It's just you and it's just me and him against you now. Anyway, so this is my comic book. I did that this summer. I know you and I have even talked about it a little bit, and I wanted to send it to you, but now you get to win it fair and square. So
that works great.
Now you have to earn it.
First question. You're a Daredevil guy, right?
Absolutely.
In Kevin Smith's Daredevil run, who kills Karen Page?
Bullseye.
Awesome. Right on.
Spoiler alert, Karen Page dies, everyone.
That was such a weird run. I love it. It was awesome.
It's so great. My favorite thing, I guess we're talking spoilers, right? Since we just
this was
the biggest one.
It came out
well over 1999. Yeah.
Kind of Mysterio coming in, it reminded me so much of like the Riddler with Hush, coming in and just, Daredevil's just like, I don't even know you. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And then he wants to beat Daredevil by convincing Daredevil that his girlfriend has AIDS, which is just such a weird, out of the blue, that's not a comic book run that you would ever think to see, but that's what they did, and it worked.
And that's kind of the funny thing, a lot of people don't know, Karen's past, and so he really kind of brought that forward, and it's like, well, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, that run is heart wrenching.
It is, but it's awesome. So so you have won my comic book, and we're gonna have this for you. We'll figure out how. You're in Florence, right?
Yes.
We'll figure out how to get that to you. Mike, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. So that doesn't mean she'll die in the movies or whatever.
I have a question for you. I I thought we made the questions harder because I just looked at the second question, and if he turns his computer to the side over there, and you see his shelf, the second question is going to be a cakewalk for him too.
Well, I made most of them harder. This one I left alone. Hey, for this one, why don't we play for? Let's go ahead and add this real quick. Why don't we play for this Ninja Turtle model? So this is a Michelangelo. I promise I can talk. Sprukits, is that how you say that?
Yeah.
So it looks like it's probably going to be, maybe at a kid's age level for enjoyment, but you got kids, so maybe that makes sense.
That's what they say about action figures too, but you see his shelf.
You can keep it for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't think
we're going to
be on board with that
plan
at all.
I buy them for Graham, and they still end up in here.
That's good parenting.
Don't want him to lose anything.
Right. My daughter's in good shape, son.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter's at the age where she just takes everything that she sees. So all of my toys or little figurines or whatever, they're hers now.
Oh, yeah.
All my Funkos. I had no choice.
It doesn't stop Graham from coming in here and laying them out sometimes.
I believe that. So question number 2.
All right.
We might as well not even ask. Just throw out a color.
Huh?
Just say a color. You're probably right.
Green.
You're so close. What color did all 4 turtles wear their bandanas when they first came out?
Oh, red.
And they weren't black and white. Huh?
Red bandana.
Yeah, that would be. I told you it was easy. You were so close, just right out of the gate, without even hearing the question. What's your favorite color? Blue. No. Yellow.
You know what? I might have a bone to pick with this question.
Because originally
that was
black.
Exactly.
Trick
so
question.
You won. You got it. But it should have been black because everything was printed in black and white. But in the spirit of the question, you won. Is red.
Could have been a trick.
I never won a trick.
Could have been a trick because we are devious. We're nothing if not devious.
That's what we're known for.
Everyone says so.
Our mischievous ways. What about number 3? Let's play for. I'm going to switch back and forth between the prize cam. So we've got
cam? I love it. It's so official that we have a prize cam.
Oh, this is great.
So this is a Catwoman number 7 variant.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is I really love that artwork. It's got a very Audrey Hepburn-esque feel.
That looks like the Art Germ book cover next to it. Is that a variant there?
That Art Germ one is going to be New Mutants number 1. That's a Art Germ magic cover. So yeah, I can go ahead and show off some of these prizes now. We got a Spider-Man sketch cover that I did of Carnage.
Oh man, that's great.
We've got the New Mutants number 1. Unhappy? That's with the light. It's not catching it the right way. He looks pretty fun. He looks like a guy you'd want at your kid's birthday party. And that to me,
Jeremy knows the struggle when it comes to taking pictures of your art and trying to get that right light.
Oh yeah. And then I've got this brutal 12 o'clock glare going on from my ceiling fan. So I got to figure out a better way to do this. But we also have Ethnos. It is a board game. We've got Machikoro, another board game. We've got a Mandalorian the Child toy up there. So we've got a couple of cool things to play for. And we always give away $25 in Haven gift cards too. So there are other options. But, we've got some prizes here we're playing for. So put the prize
we have a question
back
from the gallery, and we should probably explain this more when we first pop things up. But the way that we're running it, we do have a question every week that's straight up. And tell me if I've got this wrong, Jeremy, because you're more likely to be right than I am. We have our contestant on, and they get the question. And if they get the answer, they get the prize. If they don't get the answer, then the gallery, our viewers get a chance at winning the prize, unless we state otherwise, correct?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
That's the way I understood it.
In this case, yeah, Corbin answered the question correctly. He gets the prize. Anything he doesn't get, except for the one that our bonus Canadian question for the gallery, which is fun. I like that every week. The prizes go to the people out in the audience. So we got a few more people joining us. We got Spinner Rack. How you doing there? Good to see you guys. Looks like Austin. Hey, Austin, how you doing, man? And Michael Floyd, all the way from Ohio, got the Evil Superman cover. Rock on.
Thank you for saying that. I always love to hear that people have my artwork up.
I would like to say something about Michael real quick. First of all, his eyes don't normally look like that. That's
got
just
the evil Michael.
And second of all, if you ever do anything with the Aliens franchise, if you do any models or you do anything at all, this man, he takes alien models and refurbishes them for people from all over. They send him like, hey, here's my broken, terrible toy that, or my model, my statue, whatever, that I have completely destroyed. And he sends them back this glorious looking thing. It's amazing. You should definitely check his stuff out. He does some amazing work restoring these things. All right. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. So right now, Corbin, who is terrible at trivia, is 2 for 2.
All right. So let's give him 3 for 3 because he's going to know this too. Who voiced Batman in Batman the Animated Series?
Kevin Conroy.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. So
when did the question start?
I amped a few of them up.
I have his autograph right over here, so just look at it.
You got Kevin's autograph?
Yeah, I got to meet him in Atlanta last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's he like in real life?
Oh, he was awesome. He was super kind. His line was long the entire time, and I just kind of had to keep my eye out from my table. And then the moment I saw it clear up, I just ran over there.
I would be almost scared to meet him because if he didn't have the voice, it would make me uncomfortable for the rest of my life. Does that make sense?
Oh, like he's definitely one. You know, of course, you meet some people, and you're just like, they wish I wouldn't have met him. And then but he's definitely one that just kind of filled that expectation. I mean, he was really great. Actually spent some time and talked. Of course, I get the problem of when I meet somebody that I admire, I just
Can I tell a real quick anecdote? I met Chuck Palahniuk when I was, 19, 20, whatever. And I had
for the people who don't.
Say again?
You want to tell people who that is for folks who don't know?
Oh, yes, true. Fight Club. You wrote Fight Club. And
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
No, you tricked me. I walked into that.
Devious.
But anyway, so I met him and I asked him to sign my book to eBay. And he looked at me and said, "That's cold," and just signed his name. And I have spent the rest of my life after that moment feeling like Chuck Palahniuk doesn't like me. It's a strange moment.
No, we got to see Stephen King talk one time, and Stephen King's like my favorite author. And they had it opened up for people to ask questions. And that mic was sitting right beside my chair. And they opened up to questions, and I'm just sitting there just like, I don't know. I don't want to come up there and, seem stupid, so I was just like, I wanted, ask him something meaningful and I just sat there, and now I like completely regret it.
Yeah,
it's always the things we don't do that we regret.
Sounds like it's really deep, but in fact isn't. Like, so what's your preoccupation with blood? And he'll be like, well, in Carrie we did this, and then just that's your tactic. It just works for all the time there. Yeah. Oh, what do we have here? Lindsay's on fire tonight, man. I love it.
If you can trust one person to razz me constantly, it's her. So
I knew I liked her.
That's a pretty solid idea. So
it is.
Do you mind?
It is. I
Just
dig
a
it.
endless roast.
All right, we ready for our next question?
Josh, the next question's on you.
Now,
What are we playing for?
I don't know if you'll get or not. You probably will, because you're terrible at trivia. He's terrible at trivia. In Harry Potter.
Go ahead now.
In Harry Potter.
Okay.
Let's play
What
this
is
one for the
Hagrid's
child.
first name?
The Mandalorian Yoda toy.
What did you say?
Let's just call this one. We're playing for the Mandalorian Yoda toy.
Okay. What was the
Baby
question?
Yoda.
The question: in Harry Potter, what is Hagrid's first name?
Rubius.
Ah,
I'm so terrible at trivia.
It's
Oh,
a
See,
man.
I almost went blank.
now you're going to go to trivia and be all like, "Yeah, I'm awesome," and your wife is going to think like he's about to get himself in trouble, and then you're going to go.
She's begged me to do trivia, and one time I went with a friend, and they had like a Marvel trivia night at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we didn't know. And waitress came up and was like, "Would you guys like to do our trivia?" And he just looked at me and was like, "Yeah, we're doing it." And then we sat down, and it was like I only got like 3 of the questions. Like the rest of them, I just blanked on.
what questions would you have blanked on?
Oh, the big one, and I still couldn't tell you this, but because I always forget his name. But they asked the name of the scientist who created Captain America, and I should know that one, but I always go blank.
I trust you would have got it. I bet it was just the anxiety of having to get it.
If I saw it written down, I've been like that one. But
Yeah. I'm just writing down the prizes you won. So you've won everything so far. So the audience hates you right now.
I'm sorry,
the audience is hating you. Is it time for our obligatory Canadian question? Our bonus. Canadian
I think it is, and I think I like what you've been suggesting this, and I've been adverse to it to this point. But I think the Canadian question should be for the audience, and I think it should be the Haven Comic $25 gift card.
That sounds fun.
So why not? Every week we'll ask that to the audience, and then you guys can come in and spend the money you win. So
why not? That sounds fun.
What is the first book of the Canadian Brian Lee O'Malley's graphic novel series about a bass guitar playing slacker as he encounters 7 battles to win the affection of an American delivery girl? Corbin, you know this one?
He didn't until right at the very end, and then he knew.
Right at the very end. You gave it away at the end for me.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't know what this is," until the very end, and then he got it. I saw it in his face.
It was Delivery Girl?
Go ahead and ask the question again, so the audience knows that they need to be answering. Oh,
audience, Alan, this is for you. Alan, that's close. What is the name of the first book in that series? I'll ask it again. What is the first book of? Do we have it?
No,
We're
you're
getting close. What is the first book of Canadian Brian Lee O'Malley's graphic novel series about a bass guitar playing slacker as he encounters 7 battles to win the affection of an American delivery girl? We got a lot of people that know the series. What is the first book in that series?
I don't think I can name the book. I can name the series.
All right, Corbin, what's the series?
It's Scott Pilgrim.
Awesome. So, audience, what is the first book in the Scott Pilgrim series?
They're being so good. They're not Googling it because they're on the honor system, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So the movie is, of course, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Uh-huh.
But in the series, you got Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Scott Pilgrim versus the Universe, Scott Pilgrim's Infinite Sadness. We got a lot of good answers that are close. Adventures of Scott Pilgrim.
Surprise everybody to find the real name of the first book. It's like saying you watch The Lord of the Rings, but people going, "Wait, what's the name of the first book?"
Yeah, what's the Silmarillion and what's the
A New Hope?
Great.
Love it. God, I love it.
I don't want to call this. I want to give this to somebody.
I do too.
All right. We're going to do a countdown, 30 seconds. Do we play that video? What do we do?
We
Just
can.
count 30 seconds. Play the video. Yeah. Wait.
Oh,
Hey, you guys want to see my new Realty brand video? I'll play that real quick. I like it. I'm into
That was
it.
impressive.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to buy a house now. All of a sudden.
I think we got an answer here. We got Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life, which is the answer. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little
And
Life.
who had that answer? Pop that up.
That is Pete Lewis. Pete, if you cheated, don't tell us. I hope you're local so you can come in and spend your new $25 gift card. Scott Pilgrim laser bass guitar.
I don't know if none of these are the right answer, but these are answers to a series that should be written. That's what I think. That's. Oh my Lord!
Who won that? That was Pete Lewis. Pete, are you local?
That's a good question. No idea. Oh, Lydia was so close. She actually typed in first, but she said "limitless life" instead of "little life."
Oh, so close.
So close, and then she corrected
Maybe
it
that was
later,
autocorrect.
right after Pete. Oh wow, Lydia, that was so close.
I told you I am some of them up. I made that one too hard.
Yeah, that one was good though. That got people to think. Everybody knew they were this close, but not right on it. That was good.
So the original question that so we have a guy Owen Anderson helps me write these,
Which is awesome of him, by the way.
Huge shout out to him. That helps me a lot because that's not the way my brain works. But he sent me basically what was the movie, and I knew that was everybody knows that. So, Josh, you want to ask the next one? This one's a little bit of a stumper.
What you tell him what the prize is while I pull the question up.
Why don't, on this one, we will play for this sketch cover I did of Carnage.
All right.
And
that was nice, man.
Corbin's a good sport. He acts like he likes my art.
I do, very much so.
Is that what it's like when two artists get together and they talk? They're like, "No, I do like your stuff," and oh yeah. no, your stuff's great. I mean, does that
neither of them believe it
goes, or is it like, yeah, your stuff's great?
No, for me, like every artist I meet, there's a part of me that's jealous of the way they do things. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the way I do things, and then I look at some, the way like Jeremy does something. I'm like, man, like, how can I incorporate that into something I do? It's almost like you steal from each other a little bit. At least I do.
Well, now you know how, as a non-artist, I feel about all you artists.
What is the quote, Corbin? Good art is borrowed, great art is stolen, right?
Yep.
So like everything that I see, I'm pulling little pieces from it. And I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm great or whatever, but I'm always learning.
Yeah, exactly.
So y'all are like Matina, you just like straight up steal from people?
Oh, well, no, we don't steal.
It's all inspiration,
I was joking.
Well, I mean, like my favorite artist growing up was Michael Turner. And so, to this day, if you pay attention, you can see, a little bit of Michael Turner and some of the stuff I do.
Does every woman you draw have a perfect little upturned nose?
No, haven't gotten the women exactly right yet, but I've tried.
Because that was his thing, man. I don't know how he did it, but every single woman he ever drew had that exact same profile.
J. Scott Campbell kind of has that a little bit too.
He does.
All the women that he drew kind of have that same look to them.
They all look like giraffes and gazelles. They're all necks and arms, and legs, and yeah.
I would credit myself learning to draw from stealing. From just copying comic books that I had as a kid. And I just copied them until eventually I kind of figured out the rules a little bit. Would you say that that's something you did?
Yeah. I really started out, looking at comic books and just copying straight on what I saw. Because I had a terrible time, drawing from my head. And And then when I got into college, I was like, you know, if I'm going to do this, then I've got to quit looking at things, and I just need to learn it myself. And so,
Did you?
But you didn't
go to
take any
college
of the
for
art classes where they had
Do I
naked people sitting at the front of the room?
No, I did. I minored in art. I actually majored in marketing. I kind of had this whole thing in my head of just like, I can't make money from being an artist, because, you know, you always hear that, you know, poor artist thing. So I always kind of had that in my head, but yet every job I've gotten since graduating college has been basically because of my artistic skills. So,
Oh, cool.
you know, I work in marketing, and they're like, oh, you can do marketing and graphic design? That's 2 jobs in one, you know, come on board.
We only have to pay you for one.
Yeah, we can pay you
2 hats.
Pay one salary for two positions. Nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, so you ready for your next question, sir? You have a little break. We let the audience have their shot. Now you ready?
Yeah.
You all ready for this?
This is a good one.
Yeah, well, it might be. I don't know. I've never watched this show, so this was after my time period, and from the sound of it, when Corbin was born, he's probably too young for it. Although probably not. This is probably right smack in the middle of your time period, and you'll be like, "Yeah, this is easy." You don't talk like that, but if you were,
I can.
Anyone born after 1986 talks like that to Josh.
Get off my lawn. All right. So, in season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, what country did Jason, Zach, and Trini get sent to for the World Peace Conference when they were written out of the show?
I'm just going to go with Europe.
It's not a country.
Pick a country in Europe.
In season
You're
2,
in the right continent.
What country did Jason, Zach, and Trini get sent to for the World Peace Conference when they were written out of the show?
All right, it was France. I don't know that one.
Okay. Audience, Power Rangers fans.
Don't cheat too obviously.
You know it's not France.
You know it's not France. It could be South America. You don't know. What country?
Turns out it
2,
was France. No.
Did they get sent to get out of the show? We've got France. We've seen England. We've seen France. We've seen the Power Rangers underpants.
You got Italy. Justin's just going to say every country in Europe till he gets.
We haven't even validated that it's Europe.
Oh, I did. Oh, nailed it. We got the right answer right here.
Switzerland. Maybe.
See, Lydia, look at that.
Switzerland. So she just won that sketch cover for Carnage. Congratulations.
She also wants it signed eBay.
He can do that too if you like. So we have a winner. Congratulations to Lydia.
I need to know if Chris said USSR because he thought that was in Europe or because he is sarcastic. I need to know the answer there.
Maybe it's because he wanted to go surfing USSR.
Okay, I'm gonna write that one down because this is the first one that's different. Is Pete won the gift card, so
Yes, he did. Siberia. Wow, we're getting further afield now. You know, I don't even remember what year that was from, Steve. That, gosh, was that on the same album where he did the Mississippi Chipmunk Revival? I don't remember, but that was a fun song.
I thought he was asking about Power Rangers Season 2, which came out in 1995.
Oh, I thought he was talking about my surfing USSR reference.
Either
which is a culture reference you didn't even get.
Me, I didn't know what you were talking about. All right, so question 7. Let's see. Are you a Battle of the Planets fan?
No.
Okay.
Lying.
I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not even for sure what that is.
That's not. Yeah, it's not my thing. I saw this question and I was like, well, maybe he'll like it. I don't know what this is. Is anybody in the audience a Battle of the Planets fan? Because the next question that we're going to play for this New Mutant sketch cover is, let's see here.
I got to tell you, that was a great show back in the day.
Battle of the Planets?
Yeah.
I've never even really heard of it.
So we're playing the same time period as Voltron, the original Voltron.
Right now we're playing for this New Mutants variant
Art
cover.
term
This art term variant. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, that is really nice. He's
mostly just getting glare on her face.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do with the lighting. I got to get some kind of umbrella to put over all of that now for the glare. Okay, so the question is, what is the name of the supersonic plane capable of spaceflight that the heroes use in the anime classic Battle of the Planets? No answer, Corbin?
No idea.
Do you want to just say any random word? What's the first word that pops into your head?
Falcon.
That's not bad.
You're not
really
too
not.
far.
It's a pretty good guess. Audience,
So, those of you out here online,
what is the name of the supersonic plane capable of spaceflight that the heroes use in the anime classic Battle of the Planets?
so while people are looking that up, I have a question. I got a box in today that has some comics in it, a little unboxing sort of thing. Looks like we already got an answer.
Awesome. Alan, congratulations. You won that. So you got that New Mutants #1 variant cover. It is the God Phoenix or just the Phoenix. So Corbin, you were like right almost next to the target there.
You both said bird.
Hey, I just plane flies, just named a random flying creature.
I think that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think that makes total sense.
Josh, what were you saying about that unboxing video?
Well, I've got a box of stuff here, and I was going to see if you guys, after we get done with this, if y'all would like to hang on for a minute and see what we got in.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It was a good show, too, wasn't it? I enjoyed it.
I've heard a lot about it, but like only in that kind of ephemeral way where I don't know that I could even pull art from. If somebody showed me a clip from it, I wouldn't know what it was, unless it said Battle of the Planets.
Which it probably would. What are the chances of that?
We're on question 8 already. So we have, let's see, question 8, 9, and 10 left. We've got Machi Koro, the game. We've got Ethnos, the game. And then I have a special, it's a very unique kind of convention exclusive Gut Ghost, which later became a comic book that was published by, what's the one that Brian Silverbacks is published by?
Scout.
Yes, so it's published by Scout. I'm pretty sure he did an extra cover for it. But I love it because it's one of those like convention only comics that you never see. It's just the guy did whatever he wanted. And I figured you might appreciate that as an artist yourself.
Oh yeah.
You've done one comic book, right?
Yeah, I did a short that we did and put it out at the Huntsville Expo. Me and my buddy did, and it got torn apart by Fabian. So
Fabian
Nicieza?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I was sitting right next to him, and he kind of came over and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a portfolio review," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, please do! I'm gonna cry."
The creator of Deadpool took the time to tear your art apart.
Yeah, And it was great.
What a humble
It was
guy.
phenomenal. And he was so nice, and he had a lot of nice things to say. And Mark Bagley, he actually came by too, and they kind of walked through the comic book, and kind of gave me some tips. And basically, I'm really bad at inking, so that's kind of been the last couple of years what I've really been trying to work on. I tend to at the time I was trying to do that cross hatching, like Jim Lee and so many are so familiar with, and he was just like, man, with your art style, you really need to be, trying for something a little bit more like Chris Samney, where you, just a little more simplified, and so that's kind of the approach I've tried.
Out of curiosity, Chris, who are you asking? Because I'm sure we all have lists. Is there a comic book artist whose style just isn't your thing? You don't care for it?
For me?
Yeah, that you're willing to say it's not. I'm not saying I hate that guy and everything he stands for, and he should never be allowed to put a pencil to paper. I'm just saying, is there somebody whose style you don't care for?
Well, speaking of Jim Lee, I used to very much admire his work, but his most recent work to me just hasn't been the quality that it used to be.
I hear that. I understand exactly
what
you mean.
It's probably because of how much he has on his plate. But kind of right when that new 52 kind of kicked off, I just kind of went, man, he changed something.
It was subtle, but it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow any artists on social media at all?
Oh yeah.
I love that because I get to see their process, and I also hate that because Jim Lee posted I think it was a Harley Quinn cover that he did. Maybe it was Joker. But he said, I'm rushed with this. I did it in the bathroom of my hotel room in one day.
Yeah, I remember.
So that's what you're talking about. Like, if he's not going to cover out in one day in the bathroom of his hotel, like, he's not putting in the love that he used to.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not. But like you said, I love following these people like, Francis Manupal, like his Instagram. He's always posting like process videos and different things like that. And
he's a fun artist. His stuff always has
I miss him on the Flash. When he was on the Flash, that was just phenomenal.
You're not alone on Carmen Infantino. A lot of people. Richard Corbin is one I've never been able to get. I just don't get it. It's off-putting to me. Stylistically, it's clearly his thing. It's what he does, and a lot of people love his stuff. I just don't get it. I look at it, and it's like watching a 7-year-old draw horror comics. I'm like, that's terrible content in a weird style. It's so strange to me, and I just have never cared for his art.
Yeah.
He draws better than I do, but it's just a style that doesn't speak to me.
I guess I'd say the other one would probably be like John Romita Jr.
Oh.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. In the 80s, that guy killed it. And it's the exact same thing. He just... he drew Man Without Fear, correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay. So I had to think because, Miller wrote that, so...
Yeah, John Romita Jr. used to be really good,
mm-hmm.
and then he got this reputation for being really fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he just decided fast was better than good.
He's quoted as saying, comics are a money game.
Mm-hmm.
The quicker he can turn out a page, the more he gets paid. And like, you can't hate a guy for wanting to get paid, but at the same time, like he's trying to whip out 3 pages a day. And he can.
Every man he draws has the same broken nose and the same flat face and slightly distorted jaw. All of their fingers bend at weird angles and have everything weirdly 2-dimensional and flat. There's no depth to his stuff. Yeah. Which is really strange to me. And I don't care for it. I will say he clearly was a good artist. And he used to do maybe he just changed his style. He found a thing. You always know when it's John Romita Jr.
Yeah, you do.
So from that perspective, maybe he's a success.
Then you go,
But it's painful to look at. I don't.
But
why did you get us off this topic, Chris? I mean, God, all night.
Yeah, we
And I
got to
feel
get back on topic because we got 3 more questions and we got 10 minutes.
And I didn't mean to do that. They're
But
just
I want to trash John Romita Jr. just a little bit more before we go. He has not grown as an artist since Top Gun came out. He hasn't grown at all in 34 years.
point of to measure things from. I appreciate that.
But you know, like you said, he does be fast. But you know, like you said, you can't blame him. You know, the average comic book artist, you know, hardly makes $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, and they kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
oh man, I noticed earlier this year, and I've actually pretty much stopped drawing on my tablet since then. But I noticed that I draw like this on my tablet so much, I'm bent over it with my shoulder out, that my clavicle was popping out. My clavicle on my right side was actually dislocated, and it's gone like pretty close to back where it should have been. But yeah, people don't realize how much artists beat themselves up, and it's just like you need to like see a chiropractor daily.
If you want to get beaten up, I'm sure Lindsay will do that for you.
Lindsay will beat me up.
It'll be good therapy for the both of you. You'll get the beating that you feel you need, and she'll get to take out her frustrations.
It's gotta be a medical beating.
you know, it's funny.
That arm, you'll go, oh my god!
Last year, I broke my drawing shoulder.
Yeah, what happened?
I had to go about 3 months without drawing, and you know, I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know, this is kind of nice. I'm getting to play some video games. You know.
I hear you.
Yeah. Man. Well, let's ask our next question.
So the next question we were playing for this convention exclusive ash can of Gut Ghost. And I've loved this for years, but it's time to pass this on for someone else to love this weird little 6-page comic book. Okay, so it's my turn, right? No, it's your turn. I just asked. Question 8.
All right. Y'all ready for this? Okay. After losing his girlfriend to a drunk driver, what popular indie comic series did James O'Barr publish in 1989? And I know you know this.
Oh my gosh. Next Man?
That's not James O'Barr.
No,
that's John Byrne.
I'm trying to think of the signal. I don't know. Go ahead.
The Crow.
The Crow.
Justin, you got it. You're right.
And that was the end.
I've actually never read The Crow.
Say again?
I said I've never read The Crow. It's always been one on my list, and I've just never gotten to it.
Well, this time it cost you a weird ash can comic. You got to get to that list. You never know when it's going to matter.
That's a good point.
Okay, so
if y'all are still on here, and we still have a few people on here, hit the like button and subscribe and all that stuff that people tell you to do.
Yeah, hit every button on the YouTube page except the downward one. Do you get hurt to have the dislike button? Is it like Facebook? Like engagement is all that matters on Facebook. So if every one of your posts is like, I hate this content, it still takes that and broadcasts it to everybody else.
There are a few politicians out there who get a lot of negative marks, and yet they're still everywhere. So
right.
What is it they say?
Engagement.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Is that right?
Exactly.
People feel strongly about us. They hate us.
So for this next question, let's play. Yeah, let's play for Makikoro. Josh, have you ever played that?
I want to be sure that's actually Machikoro and not the expansion.
Oh, it is. It is the expansion.
So let's not play for that because that would be weird. Instead, let's play for this.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. What is that?
This is the Dragon Ball Z over 9,000 card game.
All right.
Over 9,000.
DBZ was my jam back in the day.
Well, this is a prize you want to win then.
All right.
Let's
Question
see if you
9.
can do it.
What is the name of Boba Fett's ship? Justin Lynch, don't say anything till he gets it right or wrong.
Man, that's so easy.
Hey,
Is
I
it?
don't know.
Because
I mean,
you guys
I don't
stressing
know.
out. You don't want to guess?
The Falcon.
I wish that was the answer. Oh no, it's the Phoenix also.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like we have an answer in chat.
We do.
Alan got to it first. The slave won. Alan, you're pretty good at this. You're racking up prizes today too.
Dragon Ball Z.
See, the audience likes me because I'm getting half of these wrong. Yeah.
I don't think they lost that many of them. You've gotten most of them right, I think. So are we on our last question now?
I believe we are. I'm trying to real quick. Who won the crow? Is that Justin?
No, Justin won the gut comic. So yeah, that was the crow.
Yeah, but there was the crow question. Yeah, the gut comic. Justin, why are you bouncing back and forth between your own account and the Haven account?
Is that what he's doing? Stop doing that. You're cheating.
Oh, man. Okay, and so the last question we're going to play for Ethnos.
So last question. As I scroll down to the last question, Jeremy, you have to sing a song.
Me?
Is
I
anybody
didn't
else on
sign
here?
up for that. No, I didn't sign up for that at all. I'm singing a song. So we are playing for Ethnos, the board game. Josh, have you played that? I've never played that.
Yeah, Ethnos is a pretty cool game. It's one of the more highly rated games of the past couple of years. When they do their top rankings of games, Ethnos has scored very high. So it's one to play for. So you'll be good. It's fun. You ready for this question? Because this is a tricky question. You have to listen to the whole thing.
All right.
I have faith in you.
Interesting that you should talk about faith in someone in this question, Jeremy. So here we go. Charles Xavier's stepbrother draws his power from which magical deity? Charles Xavier's stepbrother draws his power from which magical
Gosh, what is that
deity?
thing called?
And does anybody else think that was always a super weird thing that,
It never made sense.
like, why does he need to have some wackadoo extra thing? I never got it.
I cannot. It starts with an A, doesn't it?
I'll give you it's a C.
That's right. I'm not gonna get it. I can't. I can't put it together.
The Crimson Bands of. We got it in the yeah. The Crimson Gem of Sidorak, which also lends its power to plenty of other Marvel characters, including Doctor Strange, Morgan Le Fay. The Crimson Bands of Sidorak were actually in the Infinity Gauntlet movie, Infinity War. Doctor Strange actually called on them to fight Thanos, which for me was like a nerd moment. I'm a big Doctor Strange fan.
Is that because you look like Doctor Strange?
It's kind
And
of
I
funny.
wish I'm getting that gray, but I need it to fill in a little more.
Have you guys read Fabian's Juggernaut book that just came out?
No, you like it? Is it good?
I haven't read it.
Reading.
I haven't read it, but I'm a big fan, of him since we met him, and a big fan of the artist too. So Ron Garney.
Ron Garney is amazing. God, I love his work. I have tried to pick up 3 times from the guy who sells his art online for him. I've tried 3 times to pick up a couple of Moon Knight pages. They're available. The guy just won't respond back to me, and I'm like, I just want to give you money. I want to buy Ron Moon Knight in my life.
He's one of the few actual comic artists that follow me on Instagram.
Wow.
And whenever he gives me a like, that post just skyrockets. So if I ever see his name pop up, I'm like, yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, Ron Garney is amazing. Dude is awesome.
He's great.
So, all right. So, all our questions have been asked. Our prizes have been won.
Mm-hmm. Crispy won Ethnos.
Yep. Do you guys want to stay on for this unboxing? There's only a few things in it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good for another few minutes for sure.
Do that so people can see a little bit better, and we'll see what we got. Because I like getting stuff, and that's one of the joys of a comic book store is you get a shipment of stuff every single week. It's like Christmas every Wednesday. Wow. This is a huge box for a very small number of comics.
I love when that happens.
I got this many comics in a ginormous box.
Better than an envelope.
So, and this looks beautiful. Justice League number 3.
Man, that's got good colors on it.
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
pristine looking. There we got giant size werewolf.
Hey, we got a question for Corbin before we get too far away from it. I think it's important to ask Corbin, what's your Instagram page? How do we follow you?
So it's Corbin_Delaney. That's kind of it. You can probably just go look Corbin Delaney on an Instagram search bar, and I'll probably pop up there as well.
You know, I was telling my email address to a guy one time, and he wrote out the word underscore. And he was seriously confused. And I'm like, no, just use the underscore. He's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Now,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're
kind of a different sort of a book. But my brother was in the Navy, and he's not watching this, and so he won't see this. But this is going to be a present for my brother, who
cool.
also doesn't care about comic books. But I'm working on that. So this one is a special one. I didn't see him on here tonight, which is a shame, and he should feel ashamed of himself. But Dustin Ellis from Two Brothers Comics is a huge fan of Sabretooth. And what he may not know is this issue right here is not the first appearance of Sabretooth, but it is the preview of Sabretooth, like his little cameo. So this is the Hulk 180 of Sabretooth.
Very cool.
And really, is that going to be a fight at all between Iron Fist and freaking Boomerang? I don't think so. Now this I picked up just because, well, this is in pretty good shape. It's beat up at the bottom, but this is in pretty good shape. And I always like a good Jack Kirby cover. So Captain America number 108, a good Jack Kirby cover. Captain America kicking some butt, like he does, because that's fun stuff. And I see a thing that says we have new comments. Here we go. So, in case anybody has seen the movie,
that's pretty funny. I love it.
Steve, you are going to get me killed because I'm going to say that when I see my brother next, and I know he carries. So, not. Oh my God! Wow. Woo. Okay. New Mutants number 18. That's the first appearance of Warlock and your first appearance of Demon Bear. So if you want to go to the movie theater and see the surprise release after many non-releases of the New Mutants movie, you can see your first Demon Bear. Here is just because it's cool and because it's a Jim Steranko cover. Fantastic Four number 131.
That's cool.
Man, Jim Steranko are phenomenal too.
Loves Jim Steranko. Speaking of artists that I love, now I don't love all his stuff, and it took me a long time to appreciate what he was doing with New Mutants. But this is a Moon Knight cover by Bill Sienkiewicz, Moon Knight #8. I mean,
That looks like
That's awesome.
you could trade that out with the Joker. That's crazy.
well, yeah, because he's got some definite crazy pants going on that face. But yeah, speaking of the Joker, got some world's finest there, some good Joker action. That's where Superman and Batman are facing off through their enemies.
What's that? Blast that bald bandit.
Yeah, sock it to him, Luthor, baby. Gun down that grinning gargoyle, says Superman.
Wow.
And Batman, as Kevin Conroy would say, blast that bald bandit, Joker. I'm with you. And look at their faces. They're so happy.
Right?
But yeah, that's a fun one. Now, this is fun in its own weird little way, but this is all 3 issues of the Transformers, the movie adaptation. So all 3 issues. And
Transformers, the movie, was like, that was my jam when I was growing up. That was it.
that was fun stuff.
The thing about Transformers, it always gets me. It's just the design of them, and how they are able to do it, and yet they still have like a functionality to it. It really blows my mind.
And this one's a fun one too. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but have y'all seen the ads for Tom King's new series that's finally coming out? The Batman and Catwoman series.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any of the stuff that he's been talking about it?
No.
I've seen a little bit.
It's going to be set in like 3 different timelines. Hang on, let's see. Two Brothers Comics. What's up, Havenite? It's good to see you. Two Brothers Comics. I'll flip back through here and show y'all something in just a minute. Anyway, it's like set in 3 different timelines that are all the stories are being told simultaneously. One of them is current, one of them's in the future, and one of them is the past with them kind of reliving things. But in the future, Batman is dead, and Catwoman finally feels like she can go after his paramour that she always wanted to, like, get rid of that guy, get rid of that person, and that would be the Phantasm.
Wow.
This is the Mask of the Phantasm movie adaptation for the comics.
That's nice.
Which is pretty cool. And look at the corners on this thing. This is very, very nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's one of my favorite Batman villains that never really got utilized.
I think it was the best Batman movie ever.
Oh, absolutely. 100% agree with you.
Two Brothers Comics. Good to see you on here. For Dustin, I wanted to point out a couple of things. One, nice Jim Steranko cover for Fantastic Four 131. Jack Kirby, Captain America 108. That's a nice one, and I know he likes that. But this is the real one for Dustin. A preview of Sabretooth in Iron Fist 13. And this is the story of the Uber, but for the Marines. It's gonna get me killed, Steve. Gonna get me killed. Justin says, sign me up for the Batman and Catwoman. You got it. We can do that. We can do that. Thanks for sticking around for another 10 minutes, guys. That was fun to pop open a box and see some new stuff this week.
I think that Batman Catwoman comic sounds, for me, really fun and worth checking out. Just because you get to see the different costumes and like style over time, which is I just love and appreciate. I mean, Catwoman's costume when she came onto the Batman pantheon is its own kind of cool, and you don't get to see that enough. And just to have the different versions of it, I think would be awesome.
And Tom King always did a good job showing their relationship. So.
Right.
that episode or that issue where I think it was an annual,
Yeah, the
where
annual.
Batman and Catwoman and Superman and Lois Lane went on a double date
Yeah.
was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just awesome.
I thought you were talking about the one where they did the. It was an annual where they showed the relationship kind of through the years, kind of I guess like you're almost like a precursor to the Bat and Cat, I guess, because they kind of showed that through the years and showed, her old, and that one was really good too.
That was
and I mean that's the story he wanted to tell is what it would look like if they actually let themselves be in love. So it's interesting that he would go back to that same story.
It's a real shame. Everybody blames him for the big wedding that never happened. And that wasn't his fault. He didn't build it up as a big wedding. That was DC marketing going, "Ooh, a wedding. We can do this. Let's make this the big thing." And they pushed it like it was wedding. Had they not done that, had it just been a run-of-the-mill story that was in the Succession, people would have never developed that hatred for him like they did. And I mean, that got him run off the book.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve that. Tom King is one of the best writers, definitely one of the best writers right now. I love what he does.
And a lot of
He
people,
definitely plays in the same little area of the sandbox. I think a little bit much. If you want just moody, melancholy kind of stuff, he tends to stay there, and he doesn't venture out from it a whole lot. Everything gets pulled into that corner of the sandbox.
That's what I want.
Right, and he's good. It can be. People can get from what I have seen. People start to go like, "It's really dark over here, man. I'd like a little ray of sunlight to pop through every now and again."
The only thing I've read of his that I wasn't too happy with was Heroes in Crisis.
That was rough.
That one, the way it ended, it just kind of fell apart. For me. But
I never read it, so
I wouldn't say
maybe he's not the great author I believe he is. I'm gonna keep not reading that and just like everything else.
Well, I mean, Mr. Miracle was great.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying The Strange Adventures.
Vision was great.
I haven't read Vision yet.
Well, just wait until you watch WandaVision, because that's what it's based on.
Yeah. That and what House of M is kind of what the rumor is.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the things they struggle with too, especially with the Batman title, is it still 2 a month?
It sure feels like it.
But I think they put so much pressure to turn out those books just one after the other that not only can the artists not keep up, I think the writers tend to crap them out of ideas.
I think personally it would save comics if Batman had one comic a month, period. Not like one detective comic, one Batman comic, one like extra special Batman comic, one Justice League comic. Like if Batman had one and all of the Batman stuff happened in that one book, and then I could come into that one book a month. That's what I would want.
He's had 2 since 1941, man, or since 1940. I'll give him Batman and Detective.
Yeah.
All right.
And honestly, I wish Detective focused more on him being a detective, because he's supposed to be the world's best detective, and they hardly ever use that. They just make him a superhero.
That's why I'm not a huge Snyder fan on his Batman run, because I feel like he completely misses the detective aspect of Batman. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree, and that's one of the things. It always kills me when you see Batman just go from thing to thing, and he's actually got Alfred doing more of his detective work than he is.
Right.
Like, come on. I want to see him be that detective. I want to see him solving problems and solving puzzles and figuring things out, which is one of the things, though, all the craziness that's going on with Warren Ellis right now. I don't want to really talk it up, but Batman's grave is him being a detective.
Yeah.
I'm
excited about the new Batman movie because I believe that that's what they're doing too.
It does. It does look like that. Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked when I saw him in the suit. I was kind of like, that looks great.
Yeah.
The voice
I'm excited.
Good. Which we actually just watched. We actually just watched that Devil All the Time.
Yeah.
And his, in my opinion, his Southern accent was awful.
I know a bunch of people that agree with you.
It was so bad. Sounded like gosh, what's that character from Looney Tunes? Leghorn, Foghorn.
Foghorn. Yeah.
Sounded like a mix between him and the old man and Family Guy.
Yeah, that's rough. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. You were
Thank
a
you guys for
fantastic
having me.
guest. You're better at trivia than you let on.
I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
Oh, you did all right. What do you got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it just 4?
No, it's
How you did more than that? You got the first 4 right. You were on a roll, and then it was Pete, Lydia, Alan, Justin, Alan, and Chris.
Then I tanked.
Well,
But you started off so strong, it felt like you just continued through the whole thing. But all of our viewers appreciate you doing that for them. That was a way to take one for the team, buddy.
You know, I just, put my head in the sand and let them have it. You know, hey.
I was excited to see your office and excited to hear more about your process. So I want to say thank you again for coming on too.
No, man,
Yeah,
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I appreciate you guys letting me do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Do the smash the button and pound the bell and whatever all that stuff is.
Josh, we need a sign-off video.
Next week for episode 4, A New Hope. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Peace out.